Alright, so what are we working with now?
So next step for depowering this rack, we're going to take these bolts off that hold these lines, because obviously without powering, pushing fluid through there, we don't need any of these on there. Weight reduction, cleanliness, we're still going to get a good steering feel out of it, and when it goes back in, it's not going to be a headache. Everything's just going to be as simple as can be. We're going to get this on the bench and then show you the modifications from there.
Sounds good. And there's also a really good write-up on this that you can follow along with on one of the Miata pages. Was it Flying Miata?
Flying Miata.
Flying Miata actually did a good write-up with pictures included on how to depower the steering rack, because we're going to get rid of a lot. So these lines here, are these lines that move fluid around on either side of the seal?
The piston, yeah.
Piston?
So the piston would be right here. And whether you push fluid from this side to move it that way, or push fluid in this side to move it the other way, is what's telling these tie rod ends to pivot the spindles in which the wheels are attached to. And that, in essence, is really how the whole steering rack works.
Take this off. So there was a clamp down here, and there was a clamp up here, which wasn't that good of a clamp. And what there is now is that there's a nut right here that we have to break loose. So we're unscrewing one, I think.
Yeah, it is moving. Yeah.
I think it's unscrewing your side.
Yeah, we're getting this. This is a pipe clamp.
Yeah. Success.
That's where this comes out. We have to put that in the vise too. Those don't open up far enough.
Okay. And then we'll just twist that. Recap. We're trying to take apart the rack and pinion of the power steering. What we managed to do is we put this like this. So our challenge right now is to get this shaft out of there. Now there is a nut down here at the bottom that is absolutely massive on the inside. We'll actually show you when we get it out. So we put this in here. We got a giant drill bit, and because leverage is our friend, breaker bar. Got it nice in there, and actually we were able to break it free. And now we're gonna get this sucker out of here. We managed to bash this out of the housing. This is the part that was holding it in place, screwed here into the end. This is what we're going to have to cut and remove from this shaft. By doing so, once we grease this bitch, which we're going to have to go get some grease, we'll be able to reassemble this in the proper fashion that it should to completely depower the steering. We're going to have to weld all these ports closed, and yeah, then we will have officially deleted power steering. And in the future, you will get to see just how it handles in comparison to one that does have power steering.
The way that this system is working is where this piston is in between these two ports, the in and the in, and then there's the return. So when you are seeing that this on the inside is something that balances this shaft as it's moving in and out of here, but don't worry, when we go to take this off, this is where that shaft is still balancing on. So as you can see, this has a real nice tight fit inside there. There's no jiggle, no anything. And there's a seal inside there that's also going to help us to keep our grease where it needs to be. So as this shaft is able to move in and out, it's stabilized, and it has one on the same thing on this side. So when the shaft on the other side is here, and everything is all reassembled, it's not going to wobble or move or anything. So it's supported on this side, it's supported on this side, and when this, the input shaft from the steering column is in here, and it's rotating on this, moving this back and forth, this is where all the grease needs to be, is packed inside here. This is what's going to give it that real nice fluid movement. The seals on both sides here is going to keep that grease housed inside this whole entire area in here. So as you can see, some of the old grease that's left behind in there, this is what we're going to go get from the store. This is what we're going to put inside here to keep that freely moving. And with these ports welded shut, blocked off and everything, there's going to be no way for that stuff to escape out of there. And we'll be good to go. Have a real nice mechanical feel. We're going to have translation from the tires to the steering wheel. It's going to give a more firm feel, but it's also going to give us a feel of the road. So as we're navigating the twisties, it's gonna be more like a race car feel than it is a luxury with just one finger type steering.
Alright, so what we're doing here is we're cutting notches in this so that we can smash this out of here and get this piston removed.
You don't want to do this with any old screwdriver. Ones that are purpose made for any type of hammering, wrenching, hardened ends and things like that on there. So what we're going to do is go right into that notch that we made, give it a tap.
Look at
see how that chunk just comes right out of there like that? That's what we're doing to get rid of that.
Beautiful.
Is that a ring or is that a? Oh, it looks like it's in a groove, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. So let's get that off of there.
I think that's one of the things that Flying Miata was talking about with the.
Good point, Matt. That's split. I think I need a smaller screwdriver. I think I got it. I think I got it. So that's what she looks like. So we're going to clean those ribs out real nice and good. So when the new grease goes in, it doesn't have anything contaminating it. So we overcame some obstacles today, Matt.
We did. You know, that's part of the thing about working on cars is that you can't be afraid and you can't wait for instructions. Sometimes you just gotta go in there and f***ing do it.
Get creative. Use your brain. Try to reverse engineer. Think of ways of what you need to do to make things happen. Where there's a will, there's a way, and this is a really good example of that.
Yeah. We are not mechanics, but we are people who are enthusiastic about working on our vehicles.
You know, we may know our way around a shop in some areas and not so much in others. And, you know, but really what it's all about is having fun, accomplishing your goals, sticking with it, don't give up. Because the second that you quit on your project, you're also quitting on your dreams. And it may become, you know, to the point where you're limited by the tools that you have. And sometimes it's more expensive to go out and buy a tool for a single use than what it is to just go ahead and have somebody help you out. You know, whether it's across the nation or whether it's somebody that's in your neighborhood. You know, there's always somebody somewhere that's been there, done that with this stuff. And, you know, they have the things that are needed to get the job done. Don't be afraid to support the people that are out there willing to help you out. You know, maybe you can trade services. If there's something that you do that somebody else can benefit from, by all means, there's no harm in asking. Let's say maybe you cut vinyl stickers, but you don't have a welder. And maybe that welder guy is looking for some vinyl stickers to be cut. You know, make him an offer. Tell him that you do something for him if he does something for you. And then next thing you know, you got your job accomplished, and this is how it goes. We're all one big happy family out there.
And that's the thing about working on vehicles, is that as long as you are willing to learn, you are not limited in what you're able to do. So, you know, and as a community, as long as we're willing to work together, regardless if it's in the same garage or thousands of miles away, you know, we can provide assistance that other people need. As long as they're willing to help themselves, we were willing to help you.
Very well said, Matt, and I couldn't agree more. We just had this conversation yesterday about most of this stuff in the direction that we wanted to take our YouTube channel, and how, you know, how do we decide, differentiate from one person to the next, who gets the help, who doesn't get the help. With this kind of video, you know what, there is no discerning who gets the help and who doesn't. Everybody gets the help and everybody gets it equally. So we'd like to show you in detail exactly what it is that we're doing as we do it.